Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle for the win and welcome to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare map guide. In this video, we are covering the map called Rammaza, which is honestly another one of my favorite maps here within the game. It probably flows one of the best. The Gunrunner is also a close second, but this is also a really great map compared to the maps that we have here in the game. And as you can see here, this is the layout on the mini-map. There's a route to the left and there's a route to the right, and there is a route to the middle. So we're gonna cover the middle first because it is probably the quickest thing for us to cover on this map. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So starting off here with the back of the map here, this is where the Allegiance spawn is. Once again, I think I've spawned on the Allegiance side every single time, so this is where they spawn. So you can either go over to the right there, or you can go over to the left right here, and we'll cover each of these areas individually, but for right now we're going to cover the middle. So the one thing that you can do is that there's some cover on top of this, what looks to be like this little barrier or something. I'm not really sure exactly what this is, but you can run over here, jump up on here, and then this gives you a really nice mount position to enemies that are up there, enemies that are over there, and enemies that are, if you go all the way over here, you can see enemies that are on B. So it's a pretty effective and really good spot to be in because of the fact that there are a lot of ways to shoot enemies that are in the middle of the map, and especially if you're playing a game of like domination or TDM. A lot of enemies like to camp up there, which I will show you in a minute, and it just allows you to take out the enemies that are on this kind of most used part of the map. So if you're spawning from here, what the best thing you could do honestly is run straight here with an assault rifle, mount on this, and then just kill the enemies that are coming up there, because enemies will be up there super quickly. And if you can control this part of the map, which when I actually show you up there you will dominate this map. You will do extremely well, and it's honestly a great thing to hold down that little building right there. So once we get down here, this is kind of a dangerous position to be right here where I'm standing currently, because of the fact that you can get shot from a lot of enemies up there, and you can get shot from behind you if you're from the coalition side, and you can get shot from over there if someone comes down over there by B, and if someone comes down there. So what I recommend you do is don't stay in this position that much, because it's really dangerous and honestly not the safest place to be. I would run here and use this cover as a way to kind of protect yourself from that building right there, and protect yourself from some of the little lines of sight right there. The only thing that you're not protected from is up there in that window, which I don't even know if you can actually access, and this little railing right here, which we'll get to in a minute. So, but it's a safer place to be than right here on this side of the wall. If you're going to be on this side of the wall, make sure that you just run right through here, open this door or bash through this door, and now you're on the right side of the map, away from the middle, and you're in a pretty safe position to really protect yourself and do well on this map. So continuing with the middle of the map here, the B objective is right here, I believe, so you can kind of hang out right here and capture B. I don't think you can actually capture B from here, but this could be a good defending spot for B. As you can see, I'm mounting my gun here, and I'm able to take out enemies up there if they're camping up there, and I can also be down here and take out enemies that are up there. I keep referring to this area up here because enemies love to hang out up there. It's the overview and the most common place of the map for people to stay in and camp at. So that's why I'm basically referring you guys back to these separate mount positions to take out enemies up there, because if enemies are up there, it can really mess up the map, and domination is really difficult, and TDM is really difficult as well. So you could, as I said, you could also be in this little alcove here, but this just helps you capture B. You could also use this cover to your advantage as well. You can peek up right here, bam, get the kill, or you can crouch down here and kill enemies that are up there. So there's a ladder right here that allows you to get up there as well in the middle of the map, and there is a ladder right here that allows you to get up to this building as well. So those are all middle access points. So if you really want to, we can start from start from the Allegiance spawn, and we can do a potential spawn route. So you spawn in, sprint this way, use your super sprint. I don't have a super sprint perk on, but what you can do is just use your super sprint, jump on this ladder, climb up, and then go over here to your right, bam, kill the enemy there, kill the enemy going up the stairs, slide, and kill the enemy over there. That's a potential route as well. And another route that you could do is you could start from here. Pardon me. You could start from here, and then from this spawn, and you can go right here, jump up on here, mount your weapon, bam, kill the enemies up there. And last but not least, if you want to use the middle route to your advantage, just go straight here, use this cover as your advantage, slide, capture B, go prone, and then kill. Because if you guys didn't know, going crouch and prone in this game actually lowers the weapon recoil. So that is a very effective strategy for capturing an objective, or really in any situation. If you crouch, compared to the recoil that if I'm standing up, I'm just going to do an example really quick. Look at the recoil of the PP-19 Bison when I'm not controlling the recoil, when I'm standing upright. As you can see, it goes very, very high and to the right when I'm not controlling it. But when I am crouched, it is much more easy to control. And I ran out of ammo, so I'm going to have to reload my weapon. But if I'm crouched, it's a little bit better, but when I go prone, there's actually a little bit more recoil when you're prone than when you're crouched, because look at the crouched recoil. This is not controlling it. So again, I recommend that if you're capturing a point, crouch to capture that point. So now that we have this covered, let's go ahead and just briefly talk about the other part of the middle of the map, and that's this door right here. So as you saw me run through this door, I went out that exit point right there to the right side of the map, but you can also run through here and get a nice little point on enemies that are spawning over on the A side or this spawn over here, because of the fact that most of the time enemies that are coming from that way will look up, because odds are there's somebody camping in that window, or there's somebody camping on this little concrete wall here. So odds are that there will be an enemy there. So if you're down here, enemies most likely will either not see you right away, or they will look at you, but you can just mount your weapon and take them out very, very easily. So that is another potential really good spot to be in, and that pretty much covers it for the middle of the map. And we'll go ahead and talk about the vertical part of the map, and that'll pretty much do it for the video. So I'm going to see if I can get any more ammo. Probably not, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and go to the Coalition spawn really quick and do some potential routes from the Coalition side. So the Coalition spawns back here behind this little building right here in this area. So what you can do is you can just sprint right here, capture A, and then you can run right here and then mount your gun if you really want to, but odds are there won't be an enemy here. So what I recommend that you do the most is, if you are just playing domination, you want to capture A, just jump over here and sprint as fast as you can right here. Jump up on here, go up this ladder, aim down sights, and kill the enemy that are coming up through here. Be careful though, your body does get stuck in this window, so you're gonna have to crouch to get through here, but that's also really effective. You can kind of sit here and wait for enemies to come by, because they will come through here. So you can just open this door, bam, kill them nice and easily. So that is one potential route. Another potential route that you could do is you could go to your right as well, which I'll cover here in a minute, or you could go to your left right here, which is another effective route, and I'll cover that as well here in a minute also. But first, let's start off with this side of the map, because this is kind of a less well-known part of the map. So enemies really like to camp up here, so as you guys may or may not know, and it can be really frustrating being in this position right here, because standing here I can get shot from 1, 2, 3, 4 positions, and it's a dangerous place to be in. So if you're going to go through this route, the best way I can recommend that you do this is from the A objective, go through here, turn right, and super sprint up these stairs. You don't want to use your super sprint always right away, right off of spawn, because now I'm in a much better position than I was. I just eliminated down there, and I eliminated that window as well. The only place I can get shot from right now, in this situation where I am right now, is that door right there to my right, and if someone is hanging out right there. But other than that, it's a really safe position to be in. And if I crouch as well, then the enemy won't see me until bam, I'm right here, and what I can do then is mount my weapon and kill the enemy that's standing right there. So it's a really, really effective strategy. Next, what I can do is I can also just run straight through here, open this window, or open this door, sorry, throw my flash grenade, hide behind here, bam, kill the enemy that are camping there, and it's also really, really effective as well. So now that is all said and done, let's go ahead and talk about over here. So the way to get over to this part of the map, which is obviously the most important part of the map where enemies love to hang out, there's quite a few routes to actually get on here. There's a ladder, I think, right there, or actually it's over there. There's not a ladder here, but there's a ladder there, and you can easily run through here and then get over here, and then odds are that there's enemies sitting in that corner right there, camping over here, trying to get an outlook on B. Enemies just love this area, as well as here. Enemies like to camp in here because it's honestly kind of a blind corner. You can't really see any enemies coming through the doorway if someone's sitting here, but you can see them. So it's a really effective kind of place to sit in if you're on a streak. You've probably seen a couple of gameplays on this map when I'm on a streak, and I'm most of the time hanging out right here in this building. And honestly, if someone's coming through here, you can use this little hole as your advantage because you can see them before they see you. Bam, kill them really, really easily. Also, this window also gives you an access to this little courtyard area right here, and you can kind of step on here, move your body all the way out, crouch, and then kill enemies that are coming from up there, kill enemies that are there, and kill enemies that are up there. So it's a really effective little strategy. I wouldn't keep myself out here for too long because, of course, you're putting yourself way out there and making yourself very, very vulnerable, but it still works. Another thing you have to be really careful of is enemies love to come up these stairs as well. This is the basic way on how to get up here the quickest. So either plant a claymore here or do something like I am right now, and enemies will just run through that and blow up, or just keep an eye out on this area because this is how enemies love to get up. They use a ladder, but going up the ladder makes you really, really vulnerable because the only thing you have is secondary. So if I'm coming up here on the ladder, I can get shot from there, down there, and up here. So it's just a dangerous place to be in. Plus enemies can hear you go up the ladder. So this is probably the best way to get up here, as well as here and here. So that is probably the easiest way to get up to this part of the map without being detected as easily. And here's a little sneaky spot as well. What you can do is, if you want to kind of surprise some enemies, first of all, you're probably gonna have to kill the enemies that are over there. But what you can do is you can run, jump on this little jump on that little thing right there. Let me redo it really quick. Jump on that little roof thing that's sticking out, go up here, and bam, you're already here, and you can take out the enemy that's there. Slide through here, bam, take out the enemy that's there as well. So it's a really, really nice strategy because I don't think very many people know that you can actually jump on that to get over here to this side. But now that we have this building covered, this is basically the most important part of the entire video because this is where people like to hang out the most on this map. And I've given you a whole bunch of different ways to take out enemies up here because if you can control this part of the map, you will dominate this map every single time, I promise you that, because of the fact that you get so many lines of sights to every single part of the map. You can get lines of sights to C, you can get lines of sights to B, you can get lines of sights to people over here, and you can get lines of sights to A. So it's just a very, very, very good building to be at if you can control it. If you have a 6-man party up here, the game will be over, guaranteed. But just because it's a really good spot to be in doesn't mean that it's not counterable. As I said, I showed you a ton of areas down there where you can kill enemies up here, and if you're standing up here, there's 1, 2, 3, which we'll get to in a minute, 4, 5, about 5 routes right here, and here there's 1, 2, 3, maybe not 3, but 2 to 3 routes here, and from here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 routes to get shot from, and from here there's only 1. So this is probably the most effective, the least ways to get shot from. You could also get shot in the back up there as well, but that is why this building is super important to cover, because it is the main part of the map. But this is another really good part of the map. But be careful about people camping in here. There's no way in, there's no way out of this except for one way. So enemies really like to camp here. In objective game modes, I guarantee, and non-objective game modes, sorry, I bet you that people love sitting here and just waiting for you to come. So the simplest solution, throw your flash. I'm gonna flash myself on accident. Flash in there. Throw your grenades, or just run, flash them, and bam, kill them. Because I think the flash lasts for about 3 to 5 seconds or so. So you can throw that flash, run here, and kill them. Although they'll probably be, if they're flashed right here, I'll probably just do this because they're flashed. But that's where your explosive comes in. Obviously, I wouldn't want to run in here with a claymore, place it down, because it'll just blow itself up in front of me, and I'll probably die myself. But you throw your flashbang in here and kill the enemy that's camping in there, because this is a nasty little spot to camp in. Talking about this really quick, this is another spot that people like to camp in, especially if enemies are coming from there and they know they're coming from the A objective. They like to mount on this little pillar right here and just wait for you to come by, and it's a free kill for them. So be really, really careful if you're going to if you're going to come from up there over here to this little point, because of the fact that an enemy can just mount here and kill you really, really easily. They can also crouch and mount here. They can also crouch and mount here, I believe. Actually, they can't mount here, but they can also mount here. No, they can't mount here either. So there's just a couple mount points, but they can mount here, and this is honestly a really, really dirty one, because they can just get your head really easily, and the headshot multiplier in this game is extremely high, so that is kind of a bad situation to be in if you ever get caught in that situation. Now let's go ahead and talk about this route right here. This is a very popular route, and this is basically the best counter to that building over there. And the reason I say that is because this is higher than that building over there, and there's a lot of mount positions on this area. All through here I can mount my gun. All through here I can mount my gun. So where all these sandbags are, I can mount my weapon. And that just gives you a great perspective on enemies that are over there, because enemies like to camp in that doorway, they like to camp right there by that stair, and they like to look from there. So if you're over here, it's actually a really effective way, I didn't even realize it, to take out enemies over there, because of the fact that it's higher elevation and you can mount your gun on pretty much anything, which makes this a really overpowered spot, because for those of you who don't know, mounting your gun gives it almost no recoil. This is without even controlling it. It gives it recoil, yeah, but if I'm controlling it, the gun's a laser beam, and I could easily kill all the enemies right there. But it also is a dangerous position, because you can get shot from down there, and all through up there, even over there in that corner. So if you want to rush through here and try and get over to C, this is the best way. So you would run through here, bam, turn an immediate right, go through this little area, and you just almost erase this entire building, and you definitely erased anybody down there being able to shoot at you. So it's a really effective way, but just make sure that once you get to this point, make sure that you keep your sights up and kill enemies over there. A Bison that I have right now probably wouldn't work from that far away, but maybe an assault rifle, any assault rifle would really work from this far away. And speaking of that, this map is, you can use any gun on this map that you want. I wouldn't really recommend a sniper that much, only because the longest lines of sight is what I'll get to in a minute, but that's really not that common, so you have to be really careful using a sniper. But you can still use a sniper, I'm not saying you can't, but an LMG and a sniper, an LMG, assault rifle, a shotgun, and an SMG are probably the best guns that you can use on this map. So right here, this is kind of just a little empty area to get into this big building. This big building, you don't really want to spend too much time in here. There's really not much you can do here, but I guess you could snipe enemies that are coming down here, and it just gives you quick access to this area over here. But let me just show you guys a little secret area that I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but it's definitely there on this map. And how you get up here is you go up here, climb up this, and climb up this, and there you go. You're in a sort of a secret area of the map, basically. And this area is pretty good, in all honesty. You wouldn't want to spend a ton of time in here. Maybe if enemies are coming from C, you could easily kill them here. I've seen people camp in here in free-for-all modes before, but you don't really want to spend that much time in here because of the fact that it's just kind of a square room, and the only thing you can do is really kill enemies that are coming below you, so which is why it's such a good spot in non-objective game modes. But in objective game modes like domination and headquarters and stuff, this really isn't a spot that you really want to be in unless there's a headquarters up there, which I'm not honestly sure if there is, but this doesn't really give you any access to any enemies over there, so it's really not the most effective place to be in. The only thing that it's good for right here, this is probably the only good sniping route here on the map, is standing up here on this building and sniping people that are coming from over there and right down there, and even down there if you knew about that area. You could also maybe if you're lucky get an enemy that's capturing B, but odds are you'll probably just get his foot or something, not his actual body. So honestly, I wouldn't spend too much time in here. You probably won't get much action. It'll probably be really boring, but it's still a part of the map nonetheless, and I wanted to make sure I covered it for you guys. So let me make sure I can get this ladder really quick. There's kind of a ladder glitch mechanic here in the game where you can kind of just jump completely off a ladder on accident. So we have finally covered the right side of the map. So this, or the left side of the map. So we have all this So let's briefly talk about the right side of the map here, and then we'll go ahead and end the video and get you guys on your way. So starting off with this is kind of where the C objective is. This is kind of another route to get over to the C objective, but the C objective is right here. So this is where your spawn is. So you can just capture C here, and then go ahead and push forward over to another really popular part of the map. So another little secret thing that I don't know if a lot of you guys know, you guys probably do if you've played this map before, that this barrel right here gives you access to a little bit of a height advantage on enemies that are coming from there. So it's kind of a quicker way to get over here to this part of the map, which is a really cool thing. So then I can go up here into this building, which is another very popular building. This is kind of the gun shop, and you can kill enemies that are on that little head glitch over there, kill enemies that are there, and you can kill enemies that are over there and in that window from here. And if you go up here, this is actually where a headquarters is. It's right here in this building. Enemies love to camp up here in Domination as well because of the fact that you can head glitch here, kill enemies that are coming from that head glitch, kill enemies that are down there, and you can run over here and kill enemies that are over there that are trying to get around that little rubble right there. So this is a really effective building on the right side of the map. Now you can also come down here, and this gives you a really quick access to right here, but be careful because enemies love to head glitch over here. From a different perspective, you can head glitch right here, easily kill enemies that are coming through here without really even a problem. It's a pretty overpowered spot, not gonna lie. But if you're coming from this staircase here, what I recommend you do is you run straight for this cover, mount your gun, kill the enemy that is head glitching there, kill any enemies that are coming from there, and then push forward to this part of the map, because that is the best way and most effective strategy to get there. Or what you can do is you can run through here, get through the middle of the map, and kill enemies that are spawning at A. But again, this is probably the lowest traffic area because all the enemies are above you, so this probably isn't the best place to hang out, but it's still a place nonetheless. And last but not least, this is the last little route that you can cover that I'm going to cover in this video. This just gets you over there. It's honestly not a place where people like to hang out. I have seen people camp here though, in this corner, waiting for you to walk by, but in all honesty, people don't really spend that much time here. This is just maybe a safe place to call in a kill streak or call in a care package, something like that, because of the fact that it is just a bunch of empty space. There's really nothing that goes on here, and that is my full Rammaza map guide. It was a pretty long one, I know, I apologize. There's just so many routes and stuff to cover, and I actually forgot about this. You can get up here as well and sit here and kill enemies that are coming from there, and you can use this cover to your advantage. Slide right here, climb up here once you regenerate your health, and kill the enemies that are camping in here as well. So that is the final little route here on this map, and that is again my full Rammaza map guide. Thank you guys again so much for the support on the videos. I've had super nice and supportive comments, lots of likes, and I've gained a bunch of subscribers from this, and I honestly can't thank you guys enough. I have really been enjoying seeing the growth, seeing the numbers, and it's just amazing to see how well you guys are receiving the series and receiving the other videos on my channel. If you guys have missed any of my other previous Modern Warfare videos, I will leave those down below in the description and at the end of the video for you guys to check out. Make sure you check out my other map guide playlist. I've covered almost every single map in the game. We have one more map to cover, which is Arkalov Peak, and then we are done until DLC maps come out. So anyway guys, if you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you check out all my other recent videos that are not my map guides. I will see you guys all in another Call of Duty Modern Warfare video very soon.